Greetings, everybody. We are at ARC Forum, and we're here with Andre Babineau of Schneider Electric. Welcome.
Yep. Thank you, Lucien.
Great to see you again. Now, industrial operations are at a pivotal moment where sustainability, autonomy, efficiency are becoming non-negotiable goals in manufacturing. Schneider has been leading this transformation with technology like software-defined automation,
Absolutely.
AI-driven solution, and open systems. So to start, maybe share your perspective a little bit on how manufacturers are navigating this shift and what excites you the most about this potential of this innovation to reshape the industry.
Absolutely. And maybe just to start with, let me define a little bit what software-defined automation means so we're clear on where we're going with this. So I think it's the innovation. There's a lot of innovation in there, but it really is where we separate the software and the hardware from each other and really develop the solution from a software perspective, how to orchestrate and maintain the solution for the customer. And this is where the value start emanating for our customer. So it's important to really define this. And I think, as you mentioned, Schneider Electric, with this EcoStruxure automation expert and soft EPAC really pioneered this way. Obviously, it's not a differentiator because everybody can come with their virtual OS controller, but we continue to differentiate with our EcoStruxure automation expert solution. And autonomy is really...
Yeah, I was just going to jump in a little bit, and while you're decoupling this software from the hardware, what does it mean for an end user decoupling? Can you install it on, let's say, pick a brand B, not a Schneider brand, and install this up?
Absolutely. We're totally open to this. That also go back to the open software-defined automation, where really we don't promote necessarily our hardware to run our solution. And for this, we did promote, I would say, a shared control design with universal open automation. And that's really where basically we're totally agnostic to the platform the customer can use and give him the flexibility over time to find the right fit to purpose what he's trying to achieve.
Got it. Thank you for that. Yeah, so now speaking of autonomous, and I interrupted there, and sustainable operations, manufacturers are increasingly looking for adopt systems that are flexible and future-proof. Now, dive into specifics perhaps a little bit.
Yeah, and what we're doing for the more the long term and how we keep our customer current is really we put some technology in there that allows the customer, without stopping their operation, to basically get rid of the obsolescence from the hardware and a software perspective, but continuing the operation without risk. And that's all done through software. And we do leverage some IT solution to be able to do this and orchestrate the different workloads. And that's a key element of the solution going forward for any of our customer, really showing how obsolescence is a thing of the past, which is one of the biggest challenges they're facing today.
Got it. Thanks for the insights there. Now, many industries are still relying heavily on legacy system. Talk about how Schneider is helping the manufacturing transition to software-defined and autonomous type of systems without causing significant operation
disruption.
Impact.
Absolutely. And as I mentioned it a little bit, that disruption, we're taking care of it, and we can go in more details. But really, we're never let our customer down. So wherever they are, we'll bring them to the future. And for some of those aspects, especially on the IP side, the intellectual property, they put so much effort in the last 15, 20 years in their system. We're bringing AI, and we have an AI organization that really, from a consulting perspective, will work with the customer really to capture the essence of what they need to go and transfer. And we'll bring a tool to transfer their IP into the new solution, because obviously it's a new solution for most of them, but really trying to make that transition as seamless as possible. And then we'll leverage the tool we have to make sure then we don't interrupt their production.
Thank you. Now, AI and machine learning are increasingly recognized as a game changer in operations. I guess my question is more around the challenges that it provides. So AI-driven solutions such as the Soltix microchip recycling initiative, fantastic example of innovation, driving circularity. Now, how can similar AI-based approaches be replicated across other industry to reduce industrial waste?
Absolutely. And as you know, Schneider is a strong promoter of everything that's circularity and sustainable. And really circularity, with what you just mentioned as an example, is the main driver for the net zero, which is one of our targets as a Schneider Electric. So what we put in place is something called eco-design. And the different parameters, and there's 7 of them, and one of them is based on AI. How do we include AI in the design of our product to make sure that we can basically help recycle and minimize the effect on nature and the future? And as you know, probably is we have, from a World Economic Forum, we have 7 other factories that are basically lighthouse for operation efficiency. And that's a key element also for this transition to sustainable production.
I know I visited one in Kentucky, and
Yep.
I know there is a trip coming up for the Manufacturing Leadership Council in Mexico.
In Mexico, in the Monterrey office, yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
So look forward to learn more about that.
Excellent.
Now, AI systems are becoming integrated in critical processes. You've given some examples how you've done it even in design.
Yes.
How can a manufacturer trust the system to make real-time decisions without extensive human oversight, especially in high-stakes environment?
Absolutely. Autonomy, it's all the drive towards autonomy that the customers are looking for. And yes, AI can be scary for them, and how do you let them basically work with the system in such a way that it becomes part of their daily routine? So basically, they have the levers to decide how much autonomy they want. And that's basically how we designed the system, is to give them, yes, you can go fully autonomous with AI taking all decision, or you can decide to put what we call the man in the middle to make the final decision, to make sure they trust and learn with the system together. But what we've seen also is how AI can be used to train models. Not only take the input from the operator and what they've done, feed that model with that data so they learn, and then we use that model to have better operation. But again, it's working in collaboration with the operation to make sure they trust and see what are the benefits of the actions.
Thanks for the insights there. Now, switch a little bit towards open automation. I know my entire career, I spent 20-some years in industrial software, always with open system, competing with proprietary, from the controllers to other software in the environment. And the open automation is seen as a critical enabler of innovation and flexibility, yet it comes as its own challenges. So talk about that a little bit, and perhaps the industry standards are essential for scaling this open automation. What initiatives does Schneider have to lead and promote these standards and encourage the adoption across industrial landscape?
Absolutely. And as you know, we've always been in this open mindset. We're the first one to create this universal automation organization that promotes really the usage of a common runtime to any supplier. And one of the other elements that we've been working for years, and it's really of the essence here where we are in Orlando, is the Open Process Automation Forum. Since the inception of this organization, Schneider always participated and contributed in different aspects and always been investing in this because we're still the believer. But not only we believe in this part of the control system, I would say, but also we say how those control systems should integrate. And this is where we're one of the 5 founding members of Margo, which is how to basically have the system to interoperate by defining the standards, how they should communicate. So really, we're trying to put all the elements in place to make sure that we understand the problem the customer are facing with when it's only from one vendor, and how do we open up this? And all our new platforms are really designed in this open mindset. And that's why it's based on EcoStruxure Automation Expert, and that's why we're leveraging what UAO can provide to us and continue to expand the market by defining even further standard with Margo, which is at the infancy, but that's really what we're continuing to drive for the future.
So I want to pick up on something you've referenced, certainly on open automation. We'll have the interview with the CEO and we'll double click there, but I'm curious, you've mentioned Margo.
Yep.
Where is there any overlap between Margo and initiatives, let's say, with open automation? Can you expand a little bit? Why the need for Margo?
The need for Margo is really to look at how you expand what OPAF have done, which is really, I would say, on the control layer of things, right, to the next layer up, right? Because as we know and we discussed, there's a lot of AI and other types of application that may come from higher up. But how do you still manage this information down to the edge? And this is basically what the Margo is trying to standardize, is how to make sure that from an AI platform, whoever builds it, wherever it runs, can be integrated in any system by having this definition on how to communicate and manage these applications. So really it's to expand the control scope, I would say not only horizontally, but also vertically.
Got it. Thank you for the insights. And if you have questions for Andre, feel free to leverage the hashtag you see on the screen or see him here at the forum in the next few days. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Lucian.